Is Living in Your Van Illegal? A Road Kilt production. I am Van Holio. Manifestos on life, the universe, and living in a van down by the river at vanholio.com. Is living in your van illegal? Hell no, living in your van ain't illegal. It's completely legal to live in your car, van, RV, tent, clay pot, cardboard box, whatever the fuck you want. But the reality is that doing van life without hassle is much more complicated. Here's why. So let me tell you first why van life is legal. There is no U.S. federal, state, or local law absolutely requiring American citizens or residents to have a physical address, that is, either to own or rent real estate. Van dwellers still have all the rights and obligations of any other American. We must pay taxes and obey laws. We have the right to vote, get federal and state benefits, own personal property, and generally pursue life, liberty, and happiness. We can live in a van down by the river for goddamn well please. So then, why do people think van dwelling is illegal? Well, there's a good reason. Plenty of laws and regulations make being homeless, that is not having and sleeping at a physical address, a pain. These laws make living in your vehicle illegal in effect, assholes. What, am I contradicting myself? No. We still have the absolute right to live in our cars, vans, etc. We're just presented with certain problems that curtail our goddamn freedom. Big fucking time. Big time. So here's problem one. Bureaucrats require an address. Try to get a driver's license without an address. Try to get government benefits without an address. Try to register to vote without an address. It's tricky. Doable, but tricky. Yes, you're entitled to these things without an address. In the case of voting and federal benefits like Social Security and SNAP, the government specifically requires the states to find ways to accommodate those without addresses, that is, the homeless. Usually states do so by allowing the homeless to use the address of a relative, a shelter, or a social services office. Now, nomads with more means, like us van dwellers, on-the-road truckers, retired RV lifestylers, traveling salespeople, we usually fudge by using the address of a friend or relative, or we use the address of a private mailbox service like a UPS store or my personal favorite, traveling mailbox. But of course, note, using a fudge address is technically illegal. There's always the risk that some fucking bureaucrat will put your balls in the vice over it. Not likely, they usually can't check, but it's enough to make you nervous. So here's the second problem. Cities don't let you park overnight. Okay, most of us fucking get that we can't park on private land without permission. But shouldn't we be able to park on public land, the commons? After all, we're co-owners. That's where we get fucked over again. Plenty of cities have laws forbidding you to park overnight on particular bits of public land. For example, some cities you can't overnight in parks. Others you can't overnight on busy streets and highways. Sometimes you can't overnight in front of a business, can't overnight in residential neighborhoods, can't overnight in government parking lots, can't overnight by rivers and under bridges. God damn, it goes on. So where the fuck are the public lands where you can park overnight? And with this fucked up patchwork of laws varying from town to town, how are you even supposed to know when and where you can park? You've also got to worry about other laws they have on the books, like no loitering. Even when you're parked legally, the cops sometimes fuck with you anyways because they can. And sometimes they get calls too from the nosy neighbors. So, yes, most national forests and many state forests permit dispersed camping, but that does you no good if you're in town or an urban van dweller. There's not a lot of jobs up in the forest. So here's problem number 3. Parking lots are usually private. Most big parking lots are owned by stores or landlords. Huge mall and strip mall parking lots might feel like public space, but they're not. End of story. Some, like your Walmart and Cabela's, have van lifer friendly policies, but that's rare. Getting rarer too. You can stealth, but you're always chancing getting chased out or worse by security or cops. So then it brings us back. What about our freedom? Our God-given right to live in a van? Well, let's hear a dictionary definition here. Freedom, the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Without hindrance or restraint. So while we have the right to pursue van life, we too often are legally hindered and restrained from doing so. A freedom is no goddamn use if you can't exercise it. From a practical, everyday perspective, while van dwelling is legal and our right, we have to break a lot of petty laws and regulations to do so. Exercising our freedom is being criminalized, and that's bullshit. Federal, state, and local governments are unreasonably tramping on our legal right to live in a van down by the river. But the government's unreasonable constraints on van life won't change without a lot of lobbying and court battles, or at least that's what I think. So there you have it. The answer to the question, is living in your van illegal, is no, but the assholes make it hard sometimes. So be careful out there. This has been a Roadkill production. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit vanholio.com for the latest manifestos. I am Van Holio, signing off.